Hi, welcome to another Thaiger story, talking about transport today. But before I start, I am in a very quiet area and I'm at least 2 meters away from any other people. My camera person will keep people away from me, so I am going to take off my mask. Unions of Thai taxi workers and Thai automobile drivers have handed over an official request to a government Labour committee to file a request to the government seeking financial support. Thai taxi workers have passed over their request to Suthep Yoo-on, the chairman of the Labour committee, officially seeking industry support. Just about all sectors of the country's transport infrastructure have suffered a fallout from the lockdowns and the border closures. Certainly they've missed the cream that came from the 40 or so million tourists that arrived back in 2019. Seems a distant memory now, doesn't it? All sectors of the country's transport infrastructure have suffered. From the trains, the buses, aviation, to the local taxis, motorcycle taxis and tuk-tuks. Even the canal boats around Bangkok's khlongs, the BTS and the MRT have seen drops in patronage due to the lack of customers and people simply wanting to stay away from crowds of people as the government keeps promoting social distancing as part of its public health offensive against the coronavirus. Of course, these workers are not alone in seeing a big drop-off in business, but they maintain that they're a vital part of the network that connects people and businesses. But out of all this transport disruption, there actually has been one winner. And that's the taxi delivery, mostly the motorcycle taxi deliveries, things like Grab Bike, who transport just about anything, and then of course things like Food Panda, and there's plenty of others as well. They've all done quite well out of this situation. The taxi workers battling to pay their instalments for their vehicles asked the committee to discuss debt moratoriums to ease the burden, whilst Thailand waits for the tourism sector to reboot, or at least until the situation improves. Automobile workers were also asking for 3,500 baht support for at least 5 months. According to the Labour Committee, they've already sent the request to the CCSA and parliamentary committees. But the government is yet to respond or define any concrete measures. The drivers are part of a longer queue of transportation industry sectors seeking relief from the government, whilst the country battles along without tourists. Thailand's aviation sector has been critically hit by the second wave of COVID-19 and the restrictions imposed since it kicked off in Samut Sakhon on December the 20th and since spread to almost all corners of the country. Around Bangkok, drivers have been reporting a big drop in passenger traffic, and many of the city's bottlenecks are visibly quiet than in the pre-COVID era. Around the main tourist traps, the drop-off in passengers has been up to 90%, according to some of the drivers. In places like Phuket, you've got the tuk-tuks, the taxis, the passenger vans, just waiting it out until the tourists return. The transport sector there almost completely wiped out. The Labour Committee is currently following up on the requests and hopeful that the government will soon have a contingency plan for every worker in the transport sector.